Hello, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen. I'm back and I'm going to show you something new to make today. It's a dinosaur head. You got your generic carnivorous dinosaur head. And if you find this helpful, please like and subscribe because I find that helpful. Here we go. I started out with beige, kind of a beige, very, very, very light brown color. And you make it into basically a pear shape. You're going to have a bigger, fatter end than the other and have a rounded off on both ends. Using the tool I've got here, my little pushing shaping tool, you push into your bigger, fatter end and lift up. These are going to become the eye sockets and the eyelids and eyebrows and everything like that. That has to do with the eyes. We're making eyes here, folks. All right, so lift up, push it around, round it off, make them as big as you want. I was making this for a younger kid, so we're going with not too scary looking, but not too cartoony looking either, kind of a gentle in between, if you will. So that's why he's a little more on the friendlier side. So yeah, once you get your eyes all rounded out in the size you want, nice lifted eyebrows, I use the tool to press down on the inside just to make little indentations to kind of accent the eye sockets a little bit more. I'm using the small side of the tool again, and I'm going to give him some nostrils. Same idea as with the eyes. You stick it in and you lift it up. We're going to be doing it a little more on an angle this time. So kind of a reverse teardrop look is what you're going for. So it's bigger and wider on the top and more narrow and pointed into the center. And just like again with the eyes, I press down on the outside to kind of accent it a little more, make it stand out a little bit more. And sometimes you're going to find out little things like right there where it doesn't quite smoothly come apart. You might end up with like a little rough spot, and just use your tool, rub it in, blend it in, do what you got to do. And sometimes actually that little roughness can work. So anyway, okay, now we're giving him some cheekbones, accentuating his muzzle from the rest of his head. And this indentation that I'm pressing here is going to be where his teeth are going to go. I take it all the way back to those cheekbones so he has a big, wide, hinged kind of jaw. And I'm pressing it down. I'm not making it too big because, again, this was more on the friendly side, not the terrifying side. So I'm just going to make basically a trench that goes all the way around that we're going to end up putting teeth into. And I'll show you that in just a moment. We're going to give him two more little accent lines. This goes kind of from almost the corner of his eye to the inside of his nostril, where those seams are. You see what I'm doing here? It just kind of accentuates his skull a little bit more. It just gives it a little more detail. You can never have too much detail on these things, especially if you're not going to be going for strong realism. And right now it looks like I have a pretty good skull going there. All right, this is going to be his teeth that I mentioned before. Just roll out a strip, nice long strip of white, and cut it out to the thickness you think that it should be. Nice long rectangle. I'm cutting, I'm peeling away the extra. Aren't you glad I left all this in here for you guys to look at? Because you would have no idea otherwise if I weren't here to show you to move the scraps out of the way. Anyway, okay, you lay it in. It's a little too thick. Take it off, trim off what you need, and reshape it however you need. So that's actually why I left that part in there. That was supposed to be there. When you get it the size that fits the groove that you made, I just made impressions of the teeth. So as you can see here, I'm just going back and forth, triangle, triangle, triangle with the knife. Just be careful you don't cut all the way through because you can still work with it. It's just kind of a pain to match it up later. And then a little bit of water, paint it in that trench, and press it into place. Now you have a very, very toothy dinosaur. Trim off the little edges and the corners of the mouth and round it off a little bit if you need to. All right, so there you go. Looking good. Okay, there's his eyeball. We're trying to stick it in place here. I put a little bit of water inside and made a ball of white and pressed it in. I want it to stick out or to bulge out a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit with this guy. I just felt like it was better than it being completely recessed into his head. And the same thing on the other side. Just round it off, stick it in. If it's too big, pop it out, pinch some off, try it again. This is all just trial and error, so there's really no right or wrong way you can do this, so don't worry. I'm making his eyes brown because I have no idea what other color to use, and they were going with brown. So I just took a circle of brown, press it into place, and again, this is a more of the friendly looking dinosaur, not as scary, so his irises are really big, They take up most of his eye. If you want him to be a little more intimidating, I guess you could make it smaller, but that was not my goal. So he gets bigger irises. He's very alert and paying attention here. So yeah. And make sure you don't make it too thick. You want it to kind of press down into the eye a bit. So yeah, be careful with that. And this is going to be his pupils. I went ahead and gave him a slit pupil, much like our venomous snakes, not like, I don't know, other animals. But again, I had no idea what to do with his pupil, so I thought he looked kind of cooler this way. So that's why I did it. And just take a long thin strip, roll it out in your hand, make sure it's the right length and doesn't go too far. And then just press it into place. Go into the center, up and down, and smooth it out as best you can. And make sure you try to follow kind of a natural curve of it too, if he's looking forward, just so that it looks a little bit better. And there you go. Now he's got eyes. And for the rest of it, all I did was fill in the color with different food colorings that I paint and splotch on. If you guys don't want to do this, just start out with whatever color gum paste you want. Instead of the creamy color, make them green, make them brown, whatever. And you can skip over this part altogether. I just did this to make him look a little, like his skin was a little rougher, you know, a little more scaly kind of. Since he really doesn't have a lot going on with him, I thought it might help. This color is copper. I just mixed it with some water, as you saw. I have this awesome thing that I stole from my kids' craft kit several years ago, and I'm just testing it on the bottom to see what it looked like, and I liked it. So here we go. You just pat it all over the place. If you don't have a little sponge, you can use a piece of paper towel, use your paintbrush if you want, whatever you want. This is just kind of giving him the modeled look, like I was mentioning before, just so he's not all smooth and clean and pretty. And just wipe away your extra. This one, I want to say, was the brown. Yep, brown. Okay. And all I did with the brown was go over all those creases that we made. The one that goes around his eyes, around his nose, down his head, as you can see right there. And I know it looks kind of weird. Just trust me, we'll blend it in. Don't worry. Just follow along. And again, if you already took the shortcut and dyed his actual skin tone when you made his head the color, you don't have to worry about this. So I'm also going inside his nostrils with a darker brown to fill them in, to make it look more shady and inside his headish. And then I was going around things now kind of lightly. I fill in around his eye and kind of under the mark on his nose, you can see. And yes, don't forget the cheek ones, because I forgot the cheek ones. I had to go back and redo that part. And just kind of blend it in between them. I guess it's like contouring for dinosaur heads here. All right, so that's what I did. Go around the mouth. Any of the areas really where you want it a little bit darker. So I did go around the mouth. I fill in around the nose, under the jaw, because we've kind of been ignoring that the whole time. But when you put it all together, and we're going to add a little bit more color to it also, so don't worry. And then you got to do the other side. Again, around his eye. And because you're mixing it with water, it's very forgiving. If it's too dark in one spot, if you don't like it, you can pretty much wipe most of it off if you just get a clean, damp paper towel and just kind of gently rub it. You'll get most of the color off anyway, so this is a forgiving way to do. So there we go, around his mouth, just like before, under his jaw. Fill it in, go under his eye like that. Blend it all in. If it gets a little too much, just add a little water to your paintbrush. You don't have to add more color. Smear it around. Keep on going. And yeah, there's not a lot to say about this, so you just have to kind of watch it. And I have to sit here and try to think of things to say. Like, fascinating, yes, very good. Why don't you add some more there? Oh, I think I will. Yes, that's so much better. It actually does look better when it's filled in, honestly. So, yeah, I'm going to take you through the tedium of it. Here we go. Yes, don't forget the other side. Good, good. Oh, I'm so glad I showed everybody this very lovely, fascinating step. Okay, yes. Yeah, that was bothering me, that spot there. Fill that in, would you? Oh, good. Okay. And again, like I said, Going around the mouth, go under the mouth. And I don't know what kind of cakes you guys are making out there, but you would have to have a random dinosaur head. But you get some pretty interesting requests if you make cakes. You'd certainly probably know about that. And okay, I'm actually going over the brown of the eye here, the iris of the eye, just to make it a little more shiny. Since everything is wet and shiny, his eyes just didn't stand out anymore. They didn't kind of lost their glow, if you will. So that's why I went over it with a solid brown. This color is the maroon color that I had there mixed with the brown. And what I'm doing here is more contouring. It's just going to be my word for this from now on, is contouring, just like makeup. And I'm just very lightly going over any place that I feel like would be shadowed, like the lower half of things. So the lower half of his face, the lower half of his jaw, a little bit around his nose and such. And while I'm doing it, you can see it kind of pulls the other colors into it because they are so reactive with water. It just blends it all together. That's a word now. Together again. Yes, there we go. Okay, so once you're done with the rust, I used a little bit of black. Same idea with the eye as before. This is pretty much just straight up black to go over the pupil. And one last final touch to our awesome random generic dinosaur head that's not too scary is a little dot of white for a little bit of a highlight in his eye, or her eye, I don't know. Half of all T-Rexes were girls, you know. So there you go, a little on one side and a little bit, there it is. Yes, very nice, I showed you. On the other side, press it down. And now you have a very nice dinosaur head. And for all you people with your dinosaur head needs out there, I hope you appreciate this. It looks pretty good, I gotta say, just despite it being something very kind of random, honestly. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Check out my other videos that are out there. You can see all the other things I do that might be a little more pertinent. And thank you very much. Bye.